The fluorescent lights of the grocery store buzzed overhead like tired insects, washing everything in a pale, unforgiving glow. The world moved around him, impatient customers, clattering carts, the distant beeping of registers, but for Michael Chen, time had slowed to a painful crawl. His 2-year-old daughter Lily clung to him, small fingers wrapped around his shirt, her stuffed giraffe dangling weakly from her hand. Her eyes were red from crying. His were red from life. He had $12.47 in his wallet. The diapers cost $11.99. That left him 48 cents to survive the next 3 days. 48 cents between him and hopelessness. He counted coins with trembling fingers, each quarter sounding like a small humiliation as it hit the counter. His daughter whimpered. His heart cracked. And when the coins spilled from his hand and scattered across the dirty floor, the sound might as well have been his dignity shattering. People behind him sighed. Someone muttered. Lily began to cry again. Michael dropped to his knees, gathering coins with one hand while holding his daughter with the other, an architect once full of dreams, now reduced to a man scraping pennies off a supermarket floor. Then he heard a voice, a warm, steady voice cutting through the noise. "Here, let me help." A woman knelt beside him, collecting his coins with calm hands and eyes full of understanding. A stranger. Well-dressed, confident, gentle. She didn't look at him with pity, she looked at him like she had once been him. Her next words would change his entire life, his future, his daughter's future, and eventually, even hers. "I'll take them all," she told the cashier, and she wasn't talking about Michael's diapers, she was talking about destiny. The fluorescent lights of the grocery store hummed with the monotony of a place where thousands of small human struggles had quietly unfolded. The aisles were busy with people in a rush to get home from long workdays, cooking last-minute dinners, grabbing forgotten items. No one noticed Michael Chen at first. Why would they? He looked like any other exhausted parent, dark circles beneath his eyes, shoulders hunched, old backpack slung over one arm, toddler balanced on his hip, but inside, Michael was unraveling. Lily shifted in his arms, mumbling into his shoulder. Her stuffed giraffe, worn down from being hugged 1,000 times, dangled limply in her hand. "We're almost done, sweetheart," Michael whispered, though his voice wavered. That he had hoped today would feel less heavy. Maybe he'd get lucky, maybe a client would pay their invoice early. Maybe he'd stumble on a sale in diapers. Maybe, just maybe, he'd feel like a father who was doing enough. But luck hadn't been on his side for a long time. That he had once built skyscrapers on drafting tables, dreamed up beautiful structures in clean studios, debated modern design with colleagues, and come home to a wife who laughed easily and a baby who slept on his chest. That was a different lifetime. Before grief shook everything loose, before Sarah's accident, before single fatherhood swallowed every remaining piece of him, before the job loss, before bills began to drown him. Now this grocery store line felt like the last thread holding his life together. He gripped his wallet, thin as hope, $12.47. Just enough. Barely. Painfully. "Daddy, giraffe," Lily whimpered. "I've got it," he whispered, lowering her to pick up the toy, and that's when the coins fell. They hit the grimy tiles in a spray of silver, quarters bouncing away, nickels rolling under the register counter. Lily's eyes widened. Michael's face flushed hot with humiliation. He crouched quickly, awkwardly, clutching Lily to one side while scooping coins with the other. Behind him came sighs. A sharp, "Come on." An irritated, "Seriously?" His ears burned. "I'm sorry," he mumbled, feeling the sting of tears he refused to shed. "I'm almost here." A calm, steady voice. A woman's voice. He looked up. She was kneeling beside him, collecting his spilled coins with careful grace. Her suit was cream-colored, tailored, expensive. Her hair was neatly pinned. She didn't look annoyed or inconvenienced, she looked compassionate. "I've got these," she said gently. "Take your time." Michael nodded, throat tight. He hated how grateful he felt for such a small act. But when you're hanging on by threads, one hand reaching toward you can feel like a miracle. Back at the register, he finally placed the coins down, $11.99. Exactly. He exhaled shakily, but before he could escape into the parking lot where he could cry alone, the woman stepped forward. "Excuse me," she said to the cashier. "How many packages of these diapers do you have in stock?" "This brand, size 4. Maybe 30, the cashier replied. "I'll take all of them," the woman said. The line went silent. Michael turned around slowly. "What? No, I can't let you do that." She gave him a small, kind smile. "I'm not asking permission. I'm offering help." "But you don't even know me," he whispered. "I don't need to." Her voice softened. "I've been where you are." He blinked. This woman, polished and put together, had no business knowing anything about desperation. But when she tucked a strand of hair behind her ear, he caught it, the quiet heaviness in her eyes. Pain recognizes pain. She handed her card to the cashier. "My name is Alexandra Cole. And I'd like these delivered to Mr. Chen's home this afternoon." Michael stared. 30 packages. Months of diapers. Months of not worrying about one essential thing. "Why?" he managed. "Why would you do this?" "Because once, someone helped me." Her tone softened as old memories stirred, "and I promised myself I'd pay it forward." The diapers arrived that evening. Box after box after box, stacked high in his tiny living room. Michael sank to the floor beside Lily and cried, quiet, shaking tears of relief. No one had helped him like this since Sarah died. Days passed. Then a week. He stared at Alexandra's business card every night, unable to decide whether calling her was gratitude or burden. Finally, he dialed. "Michael," she said warmly. "I was hoping you'd call." They talked about Lily, diapers, his freelance work, life. Eventually, he gathered his courage. "I was wondering if you might know anyone who needs drafting work." Alexandra paused only a second. "Send me your portfolio." 2 days later she called with an offer that didn't feel real. A large development project. 30 houses, remote work, flexible hours, $150,000 total. His breath caught. "I can't accept charity." "This isn't charity," she said. "This is a job. And you're qualified." She believed in him before he believed in himself. Months passed. Michael's confidence returned, slow but steady. Bills were paid on time. Lily's bedroom finally had cheerful paint. His fridge was full. He could breathe again. Then came the lunch invitation. Lily adored Alexandra instantly, talking non-stop about her giraffe, her shoes, her drawings. Alexandra listened like each word was treasure. "You're doing wonderfully with her," she told Michael later. "Some days I'm barely holding it together." "Those are the days that matter most," she replied softly. Then came the moment he hadn't expected. "I'd like to see you again," she said. "Not as someone I'm helping. As a friend. Or maybe more, someday." Michael swallowed hard. "Slow, okay? I'm still healing." Slow works perfectly. And so began something gentle. Something real. Coffee dates, walks in the park, laughing while Lily held both of their hands. Michael's heart, cracked by loss, slowly made room for someone new. A year later, in the same grocery store aisle where despair had swallowed him whole, Michael knelt again, this time with a ring. "I'm proposing," he said, "in the place where you saved my life." Alexandra's laugh dissolved into tears. "Yes," she whispered. 1,000 times, yes. Their wedding was small, intimate, full of love. Lily threw flower petals with serious concentration. Alexandra's adult daughter cried happily. And when Michael spoke his vows, his voice shook with gratitude. "You reminded me that kindness still exists. That hope still exists." When Alexandra spoke hers, her voice cracked with emotion. you gave my success meaning. You reminded me what it's for. Together, they built a foundation, helping struggling single parents with emergency needs, food, rent, diapers, medical bills. The same things that nearly broke Michael. Everyone needs help sometimes, Alexandra would say. There's no shame in receiving it. Only in refusing to give it when you can. Years later, when they told their story, they always returned to the same moment, Michael on his knees picking up spilled change and Alexandra's calm voice saying, "I'll take them all." For words that changed everything, because she wasn't just buying diapers, she was buying him time, hope, a future, a second chance at life and love, and in return, Michael spent the rest of his life paying that kindness forward.